5 must-have travel technologies for 2019-2020. Hi everybody, welcome to TeleComDog, Travel Tech and Talk. Today's video, 5 must-have travel technologies. I've been traveling for many years and technologies I have listed below have made traveling a pleasure. Before these technologies came out, traveling was a nightmare. You were alone and often at the mercy of strangers. These technologies reduce your stress level as well as those of the people waiting on the other side of your trip. But before I get started, don't forget to subscribe. That's the way you reward us for all the hard work of making these videos. Well, without any further ado, 5 must-have travel technologies for 2019-2020. Seems obvious, but it's not. The first, a cell phone. For personal computing, I prefer a desktop. But dragging a desktop through the airport, not a realistic option. If I had to choose, I'd take a cell phone over a laptop. Which is strange. If you've seen any of my videos on device security, you know I say limit the use of cell phone and tablets. Portability is a major risk factor. You might actually leave your cell phone somewhere, or even worse, someone just might pick it up and take it. Programs versus apps. Programs are the software, the programs that you have to run your computer. Apps are a smaller version of them and unfortunately less secure, and there are less people working on them, and so there are less people to fix them when they're broken. To me, a tablet is just a large cell phone, and if I were going to go large, I would go with the laptop. Generally, I say cell phones are for phone calls, video conferencing, not banking, not payments, not storing of confidential information, or keeping important paperwork. Keep that stuff at home on a desktop if you have it. If not, keep it in the clouds, on the internet. At least I have some control over the security. The very first thing I do is put my cell phone in airplane mode. Your cell phone's trying to be very helpful to you, and the first thing it does is it tries to connect to any network that it is close enough to do. That would be very helpful to you, but it'll also be very helpful to a bad person, and you don't want your phone doing that. So put your cell phone in airport mode or airplane mode when you go to the airport. That also turns off the background activity. Your phone, in order to be more convenient to you, turns on a lot of things so that they're ready to go when you need them. If you turn on airplane mode, it turns those things off and you are forced to manually turn them on one at a time as you need them. Multiple passwords. I've said it once, said it again. Try and keep a different password for your banking and your various social networks. That way if you lose one, you don't lose control to everything at once. Try and download your entertainment. That's your music, your movies, and your reading material. You're going to go online and use the online services provided by the airport or the airplane or somewhere else on occasion. But you want to limit that activity. So if you download these items, you have them on your phone and you don't have to stay connected to a strange network. You'll want to reduce that from happening. In addition, back up some of your stuff with photos. Take a picture of your passport, of your ticket, of your travel itinerary, and store that on a cell phone. Just in case you don't have connection to the internet, you can just pull out the picture if you need it, and there it is. That, the cell phone, was the first piece of technology. The second is not physical, it's actually a program, it's an app. It's Google Translate. I've been seeing on television a lot people are selling dedicated devices. That's a computer or something, especially for that. You say something in this thing, and then you say, "Can you tell me where the library is?" And then you point it at the person, and that device says, "Can you tell me where the library is?" in a foreign language. I say, why buy the extra device? That's just one more thing you have to pull out of your wallet or pull out of your pocket. That's one more thing you have to charge. That's one more thing you have to carry around. And chances are it's not as powerful as your cell phone. It doesn't have as many people supporting it and trying to make sure that it works correctly. So your cell phone with the Google Translator app can do the same job. Actually, I think in most cases it probably does a better job. With Google app on your phone, you can take a picture of a sign and it will be translated to the language, to your language, the language that you speak. Google app works both online and offline. It works better online, but sometimes you're in a place where you don't have access to the internet and you're offline. But here's a hint. If you preload your phone with questions, then it'll work just as well offline as it does online. What I mean by preload is, think of 50 questions that you might want to ask while you're traveling. Where's the library? Where's the store? Where's the hospital? Where's the taxi? Where's the airport? Say those 50 questions into your phone, and then they'll be loaded and saved. And even if you're offline, the phone will be able to access that information. It'll be able to translate that for you. And so it will work just as well when you don't have internet as when you do have internet. And when you do have internet, it will work even better. It'll be more efficient. You might also want to take some pictures of some things that you'll need, like, or you're interested in, like food, for example. Maybe you take a picture of a chicken, some beef, some fish. And if you get in a restaurant and you're having trouble communicating, at least you can look at your phone, pull up the picture of the chicken, point to the chicken, and the person, the waiter, will understand probably what you're talking about. Other things that you're interested in, maybe you Google the top 5 meals served in a region or country where you're going, and then you take pictures of those, and if you're having trouble expressing yourself, you show that picture to the person, and they will be able to understand you a little bit better, and that'll help you get over that hump. Number 3, along the same line, Google Maps or Grab, the app. Get the app of both of those. The reason you want those, they know exactly where you are at every moment within 3 or 4 meters. So when you're looking for a restaurant, it's going to show you a restaurant that's very close, and then it'll show you some further and further out. If you're looking for things to do, it will show you something that's very close, and then things that are further out. It will show you tourist attractions so that you will know where to go, the ones that are closest, and the ones that are further out. Here's a note to take in mind about Grab. You cannot book a ride with Grab unless you have phone access, you have a load, you have a phone number for the country that you're in. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but if you have internet access, it will tell you the names. It will give you the topographical information, the map of what's around you. You'll be able to find the stores and the restaurants and the hospitals and your hotels and all that stuff. You just won't be able to book a ride. Number 4, Facebook or WeChat app, your social media. You want to make sure that you have social media hooked up and on your phone and ready to go with the names of people who can help you if you have a problem. If you lose your money, who can you call? You want that person on your Facebook or WeChat or whoever. If you lose your ticket, who can you call? You want to have the information for the travel agency where you bought that, as well as you want to have a picture of that. You want to have the names of the professional staff that helped you buy the tickets and put this trip together. Next up, a power bar / surge protector. Two different things, but they kind of cross in the services they provide. A power bar or a charger, portable charger. When your cell phone runs out of juice, you can put it in there. You might think my cell phone is good for 5 or 10 hours. It might be, but if you've got an international flight to the U.S., for example, that's 15 hours plus maybe 3 hours in the airport, plus another 2 or 3 hours to get to where you get home to wherever. So you might be looking at 24 hours without access to electricity. Sometimes the airports, the restaurants do have electricity, but sometimes they don't have enough available for everybody to use. It just might not be accessible to you at that time. So a power bar, a portable recharger, is a great thing to have. Along that same line is a surge protector. One of the things that it actually does, two really good things. It has they have a tendency, they sometimes come with 3 or more places where you can plug things in. So you use one electrical outlet, you plug that in, but you get 3 electrical outlets, minimum 3 or 4, and that way if you happen to go to a hotel that has doesn't have very good accessibility electricity wise, maybe you have only got 2 electrical outlets and one of them is for a lamp, you can use the other for your power surge, and then you'll be able to plug in 3 or 4 or how many more devices you have room for. I recommend at least 3. That'll be small enough, but it certainly gives you more capability than you had when you arrived. You don't know what the electrical capabilities of the place are, the place that you're going to. Maybe they have erratic electricity, big power surges. If you put that power surge bar between the wall, plug it into the wall and then plug your laptop or cell phone into that, if a giant power surge comes, it will burn up the power surge bar. There's actually a fuse in there. It will burn the fuse and all that electricity won't get to your device and it won't burn that up. So for a very small investment of maybe $5, $10, 150 to 250 pesos, you have some insurance, some protection for your device. So there you have it. 5 must-have travel technologies for 2019-2020. Without these technologies, traveling was hell. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to click on the notification bell. That way you'll know the moment we upload a video. We upload lots of videos, and we want you to have access to them the moment they're available. Thanks for watching. That's another episode of TeleComDog, Travel Tech and Talk.